Breaking news as we work to find out more information about a large police presence in Mint Hill. Our Michael Warwick joins us again. He has been on the scene all afternoon so far. Michael, what more have you learned?
Well, we have a full update right now from Mint Hill Police, who tell us that 2 officers have been shot. They've been rushed to the hospital, and right now those 2 Mint Hill police officers, according to the police department, are in critical condition. This began as a child custody exchange, police tell us, just in front or even inside potentially the edible arrangements that is here in the Mint Hill Commons Shopping Center. People in this area would refer to it as the Publix Shopping Center in Mint Hill along Matthews Mint Hill Road. During that child custody exchange, a 911 call was made to police, who responded out here. Police tell us that there was an exchange of gunfire between the shooter in this case and those 2 Mint Hill police officers. The suspect in this case, police tell us, was shot and killed by those officers. However, those 2 police officers were shot as well. They are now in the hospital. We are certainly wishing the best for their recovery. As soon as we get an update from Mint Hill Police about their condition, we will certainly pass that along to you. You know, the day after Christmas. All the best to those families, and hoping those 2 police officers pull through. We're live. We'll follow it in Mint Hill. Michael Warwick, WBTV, on your side.